How are we getting on, folks? Look at overall, Downpatrick didn't necessarily go too bad. I know we didn't get many winners, and I know, look at an awful lot of them did fail to deliver on some occasions, but at the same time, when you have a winning nap at 4-1, say a fourth, a third, a fourth, and a second, and a horse that just ended up being pulled up, it's what I'm sort of aiming for with these sorts of videos. Consistency, good runs at decent prices. The next best drifted out to 28-1. And for a moment, and for a very brief moment at that, I actually thought we were going to end up being on a 28-1 winner. But as soon as I seen that horse staying on from the wide outside, I just says, oh no, it's not going to be the day. But look, it gave us great enjoyment, gave us great excitement overall, and yeah, definitely gave us a good run for our money anyway, for most of the occasions anyway, bar Rage and Cajun. But look, we'll forgive him. Killarney tomorrow. It's, I suppose, the middle of the Killarney the Killarney meeting, the Killarney festival. Some really, really good racing on tomorrow. Really competitive stuff. There are some fairly nice prices in here, not necessarily the Peaky Blogger big prices, but look at, with the way Get Go drifted out the last day, you never know in this day and age. But look at, we're going to give it a shot, and we're going to give it a bit of a chance, and hopefully, look at, we're on, I suppose, the same sort of form, and everything is starting to click into place now, and we're starting to get more consistent results than we have been in the past. First race off, though, the 140. One for Joe, definitely very, very interesting. I don't necessarily like him all that much. I think on overall form, he does hold, I suppose, the favourites tag, and hence why he is the favourite at 7-4. But it's a very, very competitive race, and a very hot affair in a maiden hurdle. I just think that there's one or two improvers in this field that could potentially nab him. One of those being Grozny, and Grozny is actually going to be the next best of the day for me. Currently priced at 10-3, definitely very, very interesting for Dennis Hogan. On both occasions, Dennis actually rides this horse tomorrow. What do I make of Grozny? I think hurling debut was fine. I don't think it was necessarily great, but it wasn't bad either. Stayed on very, very nicely up the outside. Looked for a bit of a moment that he was going to really run a big, big race. Just unfortunately died a bit of a death. I suppose coming up to the 2 furlong mark, or the 3 furlong mark, or whatever it was, and ended up finishing 5th. Now, there's 2 ways you can look at that. You could look at it one way and say he's just not a great jumper, or he's not this, or he's not that. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He won a very, very nice race in Hexham the day or the time before last. That was when he made all, and he powered clear up the run in that particular day, made a mockery of the field. To be quite honest, all you have to do is go back and look at that race again. He just tied with them. If he can do something like that, something similar, I gave him the benefit of the doubt the first time over hurdles. I think realistically he is going to be that bit sharper, and he is going to be that bit more experienced. He is going to improve. We've seen through his bumper career that he can improve, and he can improve on the run. And even, say, on his seasonal debut, or even not his seasonal debut, his rules debut, when he was second of 9 behind Nelson. Nelson has actually been unbeaten since then. You go down then to the 3rd place horse, I think it was. Yeah, won next time out. Now, I know, look at, he was last of 4 the last day, so we're going to write that one off. Fourth that particular day, didn't necessarily do anything, but the time he won, I'm trying to find what I'm looking for here. Huntsman's Call, I think it was. No, it wasn't either. There was a horse I was looking for on his win, that I was looking for, and I haven't been able to find it. It ended up sort of boosting the form, let's just say. I just think, look, at Grozny has that little bit more improvement. If there is a horse that's going to trouble one for Joe tomorrow, I definitely think it is going to be him. And I really do think he is my next best chance of the day. And 10-3 looks to be an outrageous price for me. 215. Look, it's going to be a no bet race, and I don't need, or I don't need to tell you that, and I should hope none of you are going to be having a bet in this race as well. Rula Bula 1-33, £50 better than the second favourite at 16-1. Look, at realistically, Rula Bula is going to go from the front. Rula Bula is going to dominate, and I would be shocked to see her not dominating. To be quite honest with you, I would actually be shocked to see a horse of her caliber not beating this field by over 40 lengths. Realistically, she has serious potential, and it's a very, very weak affair. Look, I've nothing else more to say in the matter. Rula Bula, if she doesn't win by over 40 lengths tomorrow, I'd be very, very disappointed. The fact that she is so much better than the rest of the field, without being disrespectful to the rest of the horses, but realistically, she is the class act of the race. She is going to be a fairly wide margin winner, and she is 33-1 on for one reason and one reason only, because she is just that good and that much better than the rest of the field. 245 then, and this is one of the bigger prices of the day for me. Very, very wide open contest. You could make cases for lots of these. Ask David for me, though, is the one that's going to be taking my selection for Timothy Doyle and Ambrose McCurtain. I just think this horse has much more to offer than what people think. The win in Punchestown was very impressive. 4.5 lengths ahead of Letter Flow, Dane Geld, Rule of June, Sláinte and Thanks, Peter Pat. The list goes on. 20 horses. I don't need to explain much more. Last time out, second of 15, if I can just click into it here. Behind Digging Deep. Now, Digging Deep didn't necessarily dig deep the last day. Well, look at it. He did finish fourth, but didn't put in the same sort of a performance. The way he won that particular day, it looked like he was about 40 pounds well in. Ask David was only 3 lengths behind him, and ahead of Stamp Your Feet, Pepper and Salt, Son of Mallard, Jarrob, the Mulcair Rover. It wasn't a bad race. It's not necessarily a much better race than today. Western Cowboy obviously does head the market for one reason and one reason only, that he is what looks to be the standard bearer of the field. Hasn't been out of the top 2 in his life. Look at it's just definitely very, very interesting. But for me anyway, I cannot look past Ask David here. 7-1 looks to be overpriced. I think he is valued there at maybe about 4-1. So therefore 7-1 for me definitely does take the biscuit here. Look, I'd be happy enough with a good run, to be quite honest with you. It's a wide open affair. It's probably going to be a blanket finish, to be quite honest with you. And I definitely think overall it is going to be a bit of a head bobber finish, and realistically Ask David should be definitely there or thereabouts. 3:15 then, the next race of the day, and for me I am going to be going with one of the characters of Irish racing, one of the madmen, you could call him, a proud Cork man. Mick Winters and Donny McInerney with Maria Francesca, currently priced at 9-2. And for me, it's worth taking a bit of a chance here. You know, when Killarney comes calling, that Mick Winters has something up his sleeve. Loves to get his winners around there. Between Cork and Killarney, there is two, you could say, local tracks. Look at realistically, he has been not necessarily in the past couple of weeks, but overall in the past season gone by, he has been in absolutely incredible form. His yard have been running very, very good races. Maria Francesca herself ran a fairly decent race the last time, albeit in weaker company. But look at, she is a mare and she will more than likely push on and improve for things and everything else like that. But the last run was definitely much more encouraging, and any improvement at all should see her go close. I think 9-2, definitely a bit of value there. Next race off then, the 345, and the nap of the day. We've been very, very successful with the naps over the past couple of days. Christmas Jumper for Eddie and Patrick Harty and Rachel Blackmore, the lady herself. Currently priced at 2-1, second on his last two occasions, and realistically should be taking the biscuit here. When you look at the last run, Intram Moore went second by a nose. Was it a nose or a short head? One or the other anyway. Just basically, okay, it was a nose. So he was just basically beaten by a bit of a snot. ICMBA, keep a close eye on that one. Won the time after that, and third of 13 the time before that, or the time after that, the last time it ran. Realistically, how far back was it that day? 8 lengths behind. So I don't need to tell you, that shows the sort of form that Christmas Jumper is in. Realistically, the win is coming sooner rather than later. I think today is a very, very nice opportunity here, and realistically should not be beaten. Keep an eye on Viking Horde for Charles Burns, or Cahill Burns, should I say. Course and distance winner, obviously, and a fairly nice run in Roscommon last time for a horse that's been off the track for quite some time. Look, it's definitely very, very interesting. Any sort of move in the market definitely would suggest to me that there's something brewing there. But look, at you never know at this day and age with bookies moving markets and everything else like that. Next race off then, the 415. And I am going to be taking a bit of a chance on a horse that is potentially still well in on the handicap. Elegant Lass, 7-2. Very, very easy winner last time out for a horse that hasn't run a race since December of last year. Won by 10 lengths. Very, very hard held. Looked like it was a bit of a handicap plot, to be quite honest with you. Carawan was 10 lengths behind in second. Carawan's been a bit of a decent stalwart for Brian McMahon. Outlier, Monatomic, Rock Road. Listen here to me, Jack. Look, not necessarily a bad. Yorubamba. Yorubamba actually ran a fairly decent race last time out, when second in Downpatrick behind Rumoroso. Now Rumoroso, I know definitely I did go against him, and I more than I shouldn't have done, but that was a good run by Yorubamba. He was 8th that particular day. Look, realistically, potentially he or she is still well in here. Tom Gibney has been in flying form. Darragh O'Keefe, the two of them go hand in hand. When Darragh O'Keefe goes to either Kilbeggan or Killarney, he somehow turns into AP Mackay. He just goes to another level, and he is one of the better jockeys around these sorts of tracks. Must be the Carrier, I don't know, but definitely very, very interesting. 7-2 looks to be a very, very nice price. Finally, then, the last race I will be covering here, 450 dice box for John Hanlon and Tom Hamilton. Currently priced at 15-8. Ran a very, very nice race the last time out. I think it was in Tipperary. It was behind Sheridan, Tom, Sarah Evelyn, Level Never Ending. It was only basically touched off for I think it was third that particular day. Look, it ran with greenness and ran with I suppose a bit of an inexperience. It's just a horse that needs a little bit of time, and I suppose a bit of experience as well. The more experience it gets, the better it runs. But it's a fairly, I wouldn't say a weak affair, but it's certainly not one of the better bumpers you're going to see over this week. Anyway, I think 15-8 looks to be fairly nice value. John Hanlon is going to want to get his horses running very, very well coming up to Galway now in the next couple of weeks. Definitely watching him like a hawk with what sort of horses are running well and what aren't. But yeah, definitely very, very interesting here. 15-8 looks to be a nice value price. Finally, then the 520, going to be my patron pick of today, so I'm not going to be covering that here. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you are going to be having a bet tomorrow, the very, very best of luck. And if you want to sign up to Patreon, it's not too late to get your name into the draw for this month's giveaway. It's €10 a month. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to sign up. But if you don't want to sign up, just hit that subscribe button and help me out a little bit more. Look, that's it. Basically, very, very best of luck tomorrow, folks. And hopefully, look, we'll be able to, I suppose, go into the rest of the Killarney Festival now that the National Hunt cards are starting to come up, and hopefully getting the back of plenty of winners. The very, very best of luck tomorrow. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. And hopefully we're on the back of plenty of winners. Thanks very much.